it's Amy from Seriously Sweet and Cookie Snack Attack. I am so excited. We have special guest Teri Lewis from Tweets Cookie Connection with us tonight, and she is going to be doing that gorgeous set of cookies, or a portion of that gorgeous set of cookies that is featured there on the left of your screen just now. And let's go ahead, everyone say hello over in the comments so I can work those into the video as we go. And let's go ahead and bring her on live so she has plenty of time to work. I hope everyone is staying safe where you are and that the weather has been good to you, but it is cold, cold here. How about you, Miss Teri?
It's, well, now we're out of the deep freeze.
Deep freeze.
We've been in the deep freeze. As a matter of fact, kids still didn't have school today. It was the last day of the deep freeze.
Wow.
But we've been anywhere from -5 to -25 since Friday. And
well,
then
I won't complain that we were at 8.
Oh my gosh.
8 is like nothing for you, right?
Well, I mean, when it's this cold, I mean, we're really spoiled when we get snow here in Denver. The sun is so bright and we're that much higher altitude wise. The sun just melts everything on the roads. It's never a problem. But because it's been so cold and it's a real light, fluffy snow. So we call it champagne powder up in the mountains. That's why people love coming to Colorado to ski.
And that means it's dry, then not wet, right?
It's dry. However, it freezes. And I literally, today was the first time I've been out of my house since Thursday.
Wow.
Because it's hard on my lungs to go outside.
So cold.
Plus, my husband's been out of town. And gosh, you never appreciate something till they're gone. He does so much work around here.
Do you get grocery delivery and food delivery and DoorDash and all that where you are?
No, I've literally been scrounging in the cupboards.
So funny. So,
yeah.
Last week we were supposed to get a massive snowstorm. And they kept downgrading, upgrading. And so I decided, forget this. I went and did all the grocery shopping, filled in the pantry, visited 3 or 4 different stores, did all the stuff because I was like, well, if we're not getting anything that amounts to anything, I don't want it at all. And then I got mad and told my friend Debbie she stole my snow because we were supposed to get 3 or 4 inches and Debbie got it. So this time we weren't even supposed to have snow last night. And I woke up and it's just pouring.
Oh, wow.
Snow everywhere. So there was rock salt involved today. There was a snow shovel that got broken out. I had to find the snow boots. It was a good day. But all is well.
Yes, it was a good day here. I think it got up to 37. So that's huge.
Yeah, that's a big deal, right? It probably started melting a little bit. So I think on this side, we're kind of happy we got some snow on the East Coast. Because they always say we're going to get it, and we haven't really gotten anything that amounts to anything. So it's just kind of nice.
I heard that this morning on the news that you guys have been in a drought. So
so the farmers where I live will be very happy, and they'd probably like 2 or 3 more big snowstorms. But I'm okay if this is the only one because I like to get that picture of the house with the snow covered and no footprints. And this morning, I got a great picture of the new old house covered in snow. And
Courier knives.
Deer tracks through the front yard. So it's like perfect picture. And I'm good if we don't get any more.
Yeah.
I know the farmers will want a few more because it soaks us down real good. And we're in corn country here where just tons of different things they grow around here. So I won't get into the other things they grow around here. But
gotcha.
You probably have the same thing where you live. So
in Colorado we have a lot of those growth things.
Well, listen, this set of cookies is just gorgeous.
Well, and I have kind of bummer news. So I was my daughter said she was gonna help me out on my Instagram, and she said, okay, Mom, take like a video and take some still shots and get different angles and stuff like that. So
and then she'd make one for you.
and then she'd make it for me because
Uh-huh.
I've been really, really busy today with getting orders out and stuff like that. With Casey not around, I don't have my backup help in our fulfillment center. So anyway, I have a rep, the replica surfaces. They have like a
Yes.
photography studio. So I
Mm-hmm.
have one of those, and one of the side walls while I was filming fell on top of the rose, and it broke
No.
it So I didn't have time to repair it, to put it back together, because I had so many other things going on today. But we're going to make it. That's what I'm really going to focus on, how I made that
Okay.
rose. And so we'll just remake it again. And but yeah, so I wanted to I love Valentine's. I honestly think
Yeah.
sometimes I have more fun doing Valentine's cookies than I even do Christmas cookies.
I know, because there's so much you can do.
Well, there's so many. I'm all about embellishing and using different elements.
Yes.
So there's the Japanese, I don't even know how you say it, starts with a K.
The
There's
candy.
their jelly candies that you can make
Mm-hmm.
really fun little jewels with, or there's cotton candy to make clouds and things with.
Yes.
There's so many fun things. And my
Plus this new
new
marshmallow fad, right? To make
okay,
clouds.
I want to learn that.
Yes,
That
the
is
squishy stuff.
insane. I was
I
watching it
know.
on your thing. Is it hard?
Well, I haven't done it yet, but there's a couple people in our group that do it, and they've taken the classes, and they're not just making marshmallows to sell, but they're learning how to make the squishy marshmallow icing.
The characters
Yeah,
and
so that
stuff.
you can squeeze it. And I'm like,
Oh,
oh yeah, we're totally getting into that. And did you know that like we have Cookie Con?
yeah.
They have something called Mallow Con.
Really?
They're having their first one this year. So we're checking into that just to like go see everything.
Oh my
So
gosh, that sounds where
wouldn't
is
that
it
be
going?
neat?
Yeah, where?
Um, Tennessee, Kentucky, somewhere.
Oh, that's a long
It,
drive.
it's long for you, but close for me. Like or it might be might have been North Carolina actually. Now that I'm thinking about, because I'm thinking it was like a 5-hour drive from my house where I live now.
Oh, because you're in
So
Virginia, right?
yeah, I'll check
Yeah.
it out and let you know. How's that?
Well, and if somebody's going to teach it on a live, yeah, I'm there, and
Yeah,
I'm anxious to learn how to,
that stuff's amazing. Can you imagine the Santa Claus beards we can do next year?
you
And
know,
clouds for those beautiful baby shower cookies this
it
summer. Oh my goodness.
just, yeah, creativity flow is endless in my
Just
mind.
bring it, right? Just bring it. Let's learn something new.
Yeah.
And I
So,
was thinking that the weight of that compared to the weight of royal icing for doing gingerbread projects,
right.
right?
Snow, everything else on yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it holds where you pipe it. So it's
Well,
not like royal where you have to get it exactly and let it flow. You
yeah,
can
because it
pipe.
dries. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Will
my
that be
gosh.
cool? I expect to see lots of good things from everyone.
I know. I can't wait to learn more about it. And I'm excited because I'm going to take a class with Timbo here in Denver at the end of the month. So I'm really excited about that.
We're going to now get to go before we get to go, because we were supposed to go this Sunday to Norfolk, but it got canceled because of weather. So now we're in Dulles in April.
Oh, okay.
So you'll get to go first. Are you doing the cheeseburger class?
Cheeseburger.
Yeah,
I'm not
we're
doing the
doing
cake part, just the cookie
just the
part.
cookie. Yep, me too. Allison's going to, and Sharon's going to meet me there. And I'm hopefully, since we were able to move, because he's still doing the reschedule in Norfolk, but then he also offered Dulles, and Dulles is closer. So those tickets I think are now up for sale on his website. So I hopefully a couple other cookie snack attackers will join me, and we'll have some fun. And it's in April, so it shouldn't be any worry of snow or weather. So it's going to be a fun day, I think.
No, I think you're right.
Besides, we get to see the big chocolate teddy bear, so that's all we need anyway. And he's he's so much fun.
Oh, I love Timbo. Yeah, no, he's great. And I've never really sculpted on cookies as far as the cookie itself. So that's what I'm real interested in seeing.
Have you done a class with Timbo before?
Never. No.
Listen, he makes it easy. It looks hard, and those finished cookies, they look like 15 million hours are invested, but he breaks it down. He's a really good instructor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really good instructor. He goes slow, he paces everything, and he kind of works like stations, right? So you finish a whole section and everybody does that, and then once everybody's together, then he does the next part, and he has a lot of come up and see what he's doing. So for me, just getting up close and seeing it is really key to taking those classes.
Yeah. Oh, I can watch YouTube till I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
But I don't get it.
I know. And I'm
words,
really for our group, I'm really working on an additional camera now that I can add multiple cameras and not slow the stream down for when I'm teaching detail stuff. I'm working on this additional camera that'll be really close up, because no matter what we try to do as instructors, even if we're working 8 to 12 inches above a cookie, it's not the same thing as being right on top of it. Right. Or seeing it in person. So one of the cameras that I'm looking at right now will bring in a side angle and right on top, because if I had that, then when I was watching videos, I would really be able to fine tune a little quicker.
Gotcha.
So
well,
that's one of the things.
Amazing. And
Debbie says, yeah, he does make it easy. He's a very good instructor. And I wanted to tell you, Japan is in the house. Chelsea Rose is with us tonight. It's good to see you.
Yay.
It's 9 a.m. on Wednesday there.
Whoa.
Hey, why don't you tell us how Wednesday's going so we know if we should bother to get up for hump day or not, or if we should just sleep in, Chelsea. Just let us know what's happening.
That's hey, guys. That's so fun.
And I want to give a shout out. I believe aren't you also a sponsor for the Semi Splash Retreat with Sydney Galpern? Did you sponsor that?
I don't think I did.
You don't think so? I thought I saw you on the thing, but I wanted to give a shout out to everybody that is at the Semi Splash Retreat. And we were super. I think you did. Maybe you didn't, but I think you did. But I want to give a shout out to all of them. They're there now and probably having a fantastic time. And I think it's Tuesday, right? So it might even be their first or second night at retreat. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes out of that.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I'm still reeling from my Facebook hack last week.
When we saw that, Debbie immediately messaged me and was like, you need to get a hold of her. Somebody is like tagging every single person.
My phone was blowing up, but I had it on silent because I had mom duty on Monday and we were doing doctor's appointments. So I had my phone on silent, and then I started seeing these phone calls coming in. I'm like, something's wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. There's too many calls coming in.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to do the contest, but I'm trying to be real incognito.
Yes.
About when and how I'll do it. So I thought I was going to do it this week, but I think it's just too close still. There's just so many hackers right now. But anyway.
There is. So Christina, welcome. I thought that was you earlier. Chelsea says in Japan, it's sunny and chilly. So we're sunny and super cold. So that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dark and cold, but maybe tomorrow will be sunny and cold. Charlotte, how are you? I hope you're on the train on the way home so you can have dinner with your family. I tried to comment on everyone's. Oh, Debbie, this is Debbie that contacted me so I could contact you because I was also on mom duty, so I didn't see it right away. But she put a comment on everyone's post, and then all of us went back and reported the hacker. So you guys, anytime you see that and it's not us, because you know us and you know what we post, just immediately start reporting those comments so that Meta or Facebook gets involved immediately and shuts that mess down. Because even though what happened to me one time was they started commenting on a post that we were doing like that because they saw it had a lot of response. And so I would report and block, and immediately another different code name would pop up, start tagging, and I'd report and block. So it went on. I went through like 10 where I reported and blocked, and I was right on top of it, sitting there every time they were changing it. But you don't always get that lucky that you're sitting there at the keyboard when it happens.
Right. No. And they're they're such sleuths now. Yeah, I mean, they're so slimy, and AI is just Yeah, it's just,
Yes. No,
it's a bad deal.
Day 3 of deep freeze in Dallas, and BRP Box was hacked as well.
Oh, really?
She was getting weird comments from them wanting my credit card number. Listen, we are all old enough now. You don't give that out on Facebook ever. Just don't do it. Just don't do it.
Never.
And when they send you those weird messages from Facebook saying your page is going to be shut down if you don't click this link, and you see, first of all, they don't notify you that way. That's not how they notify you when there's a problem. But
Yeah.
second of all, you should be able to look at that and see 3 or 4 spelling errors and know that it's not a real post. So just don't click on anything if you're unsure.
Right.
Because they're out there right now. I mean, it's every year right after Christmas. It's bad like this, right?
Yeah, it's bad. So anyway, so
Yep.
I'm still going to do the giveaway. I'm not even going to say when I might do it.
Okay.
I'm trying to make sure I don't have any of those.
Yes.
Yeah. The key is to not use that giveaway or contest.
Yes.
Notion. And it's just really mostly on Facebook. I haven't heard too much on any other like Instagram or anything else. So
I haven't either. By the way, you are streaming live on our Instagram site right now as well.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Great.
So we're over there too. And
well,
I think everybody said hello. So if you're good to go, what I'd like to do is just pull myself out of frame and then read you comments.
Okay, that sounds good. While I'm setting, I gotta move.
So can you see that? If you get yours to go landscape, then you'll have the whole screen, okay?
Let me just see. I can never. I'm gonna try and get this landscape.
And who is Casey Lewis?
That is Mr. Tweets.
Oh, Mr. Tweets. I almost responded to Mr. Tweets, but I wasn't positive.
That's so funny.
He's on here.
Okay, hold on, guys. I'm really lame at doing this.
Hey, Jessie Ann, it's good to see you. Are you at the semi-splash retreat? Are you there? This is the fun part, you guys, when we all start flipping cameras. Do you remember back in 2019 or the very beginning of 2020, and we were all having to get cameras and whatever? And I go back and watch some of those videos because we were not editing those videos at the time at all. Oops, I lost Miss Teri. She'll come back, guys. But we were not editing those videos at all. And so what would happen is if you go back and watch those old videos, there's all kinds of stuff that we would never want you to see that you see when we're flipping our cameras.
Oh my gosh.
It won't, I think you got to give it a tilt before you put it in the thing to make it go landscape.
Is it? It's not.
You're still upright. You're not landscape.
There we go. Am I landscape now?
Nope, you're still upright. There, now you're landscape. There you go.
Am I landscape?
You are right there, your landscape, but it's upside down. If you can just flip your tray around.
How's that?
I think you're going to have to physically flip the tray because it's going to keep recentering you upside down. So if you turn your tray, keep turning, turn. Now we see everything correctly right there. Can you work like that?
Sure.
Okay.
It won't really matter. So here's the rose. See how I broke it?
Oh, but so tiny though. That's beautiful.
And this is all done with candy melts on a silk flower.
Wow, that is gorgeous.
I know. These are when I was and I can't remember what year it was. Maybe 2014, 2015. Wow. When I was a CookieCon core instructor, I taught how to make these. So I'm like, okay, nobody ever makes them. So I'm going to show you guys how to do it.
I'm excited. And Jessie Ann Riley says, I love you, Teri.
Oh, love you too, Jessie. This is just a little love potion bottle. And what I really wanted to use, but it didn't come in time, is I put super poppy paint super shine on there to make it feel more like glass, but it just kind of yellowed. But I wanted to use a cello sheet to put over it. So,
Ooh,
so I'll do something and then in a reel and show people how you can create that glass kind of look with a cello sheet instead of.
so cool. Are you going to make it rounded and 3D it?
Yeah, that's my plan. So I just didn't get it as quickly. The other
So
thing
pretty.
I'm going to show you how to do, my new favorite thing on the planet
I know, I love that stuff.
is Evil Cake Genius's edible ribbon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's real fun to just kind of curl it,
Oh, I
like all
love
the
it.
ribbons that you see. So I'm going to show you how I curl it, just cutting it in really fine strips and then wrapping it around toothpicks.
So when that stuff got released, that is like that's my jam because that is edible glitter. That
Yep.
is you can curl it, you can make shapes with it, you can do all the kind of stuff you do on a cake, on a cookie, because you can cut it. It's
Yep.
not brittle. So
No,
it's got the bling, plus it's a moldable medium. I love that stuff.
it is so much fun. I have every color of ribbon
Yes, me too.
and I am just having a blast with it.
Hey,
And then,
you have them sealed up in a Ziploc bag, right?
oh yeah, I keep
Okay.
them. Yeah, I keep them all sealed up. Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is I made my own mold for this. This is supposed to be a lollipop, and so
Oh, you
this
can
is.
tell.
Say that again.
You can tell. It's a
Oh,
beautiful
okay, yeah.
lollipop.
There's the stick. So then I just used royal icing moldable and made my own little molds with. I do this a lot where I'll find jewelry
Yes. Yes.
at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and then I'll
Uh-huh.
just take their mold stuff and make a mold with the jewelry. And this
Me
was a piece of
too.
jewelry actually that I
Uh,
thought, oh, that's really pretty.
I do
So,
that too. And do you love to go to the button section?
oh my gosh,
The
the button section is a blast.
I know you have so much fun there. So anytime I have a project coming up, I'm like, oh, let me run over there and see if there's anything new in that I want to play with.
Right?
Yes,
Um,
because it's fun.
so these are also done with royal icing moldable. And I did make my own Scrabble tile mold as well. I
That's
did
so
it with
cute.
the pink silicone that I actually poured in. So I'm going to show you just how I painted these and colored these in. They're just so much fun. And I think they look really realistic.
They look very realistic. They're
Yes.
beautiful. Elisa says those are all so precious. Every single one of those cookies is amazing looking, Miss
Just
Terry.
so fun, right?
Look
And
at
then
that.
this is just an envelope that, tied the love letters together with. And I am just going to show you how to make that bow. And then a couple of different options to make a stack of letters
Mm,
with I used smart sheets and just painted on the smart sheets. So I think I'm just going to focus on some techniques with showing you primarily the building the rose and
okay.
then curling the ribbon and then also the tiles just to show you how I got that look, um, that it's so realistic. So with
And I
that,
love that your whole set for this. I love that everything is a white background.
for me, I always everything I do I is white and then I
Hmm.
just add paint,
But I love
luster
it.
dust.
It's so classic and elegant for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So and then I used my markers and predominantly for this one, I used the gray and black ultra fine tip. I did
Hmm.
use the brush tip. And because these are not, I used to do these with candy melts where I'd make the shapes, but I can't use my pens on the waxy stuff. So
Oh,
because it's the moldable royal icing, I could write on the moldable icing. So they turned out even better. So I think what we'll work on first is um, I'm
you
going to
guys,
show you.
Let us know over in the comment what city, state, or country you are watching from. We would love to hear from you over there. Look at that.
This is a mold that I made. Just you can buy the liquid pink mold at either Hobby Lobby or Michael's, and I literally took just like one of those elongated Ziploc tubs, and I laid out.
Miss Teri. Tammy from 2T's is watching, and I had said, tell us what state you're watching from, and she said state of confusion. Your buddy's in the house.
I love it. Hey, Miss Tammy. So anyway, I made this mold, and I just pulled out my Scrabble tiles, and it was awesome. You just pour it. I laid the tiles out on the bottom of the disposable tub, and then laid the tiles in upside down and let that set. Gosh, it set up probably, I made this so long ago, I can't remember. I made it like 4 years ago. It took about, it seems like I let it set up overnight, but I think it sets up faster than that.
Right.
But the great thing is when I put the tiles in there, so there's a little wood graining that were in my actual wood tiles. My tiles for the Scrabble are wood.
Ah, cool.
Because it's so old. I love Scrabble. And it picked up some of that wood graining. So I just literally made these, just took a little of the moldable royal icing. And I can show you how
a photo and still falling in Holland, Michigan. We're sorry for you and happy for you all at the same time, Julie.
Oh, in Michigan?
Leanne said she bought her tweets at CookieCon Orlando, and I got notice that her new order is in her mailbox. She's excited.
Oh, good.
Hey, Mimi said hello to everybody.
Hey, Miss Mimi. And the other thing that I do is I definitely add a little Crisco in my, like everybody knows. And then, this is the moldable royal icing. I know everybody's seen it a lot. So I
love that stuff. Don't you? I'm really enjoying it.
I love it. So I just filled in you just fill in the little space. So I've got my other tiles, and I'm just going to show you how I painted those. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. And I love
having you on. I love having you on. So anytime you want to come back, if you want to go ahead and get ready for Easter, you pull something together. But one of the reasons that I really love having you on is because you love all the things I love. And so I like to see what someone else does with all those things.
I just love all these. I love all these pretty, I want to make sure I'm am I dead center for you guys?
Right there where your Scrabble tiles are, that's dead center of the whole screen.
Okay, good. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and paint these.
Hey, Julie, there is a video on my YouTube channel, Seriously Sweet, our YouTube channel there's actually 2 or 3 videos now about how to do the moldable royal icing. So
yeah,
we'll get you a link for that.
I thought maybe it might be a little redundant, which is why
we've got several long videos over there on that. That way you can keep going on the design elements.
Yeah, there's definitely.
And I liked your leaf mold that's now out of frame, but I saw that you made all the leaves, and I love that with moldable royal you can pose it.
You can, yes, and once I take the leaves out of there, and I'll show you that when we get to the I used to make them on silk leaves. But I got to thinking, oh my gosh, this is even better because there's so many wonderful molds that I love. And but yeah, I could paint it more readily. It came out so much better. So I was kind of excited about that.
Well, if you get out my way You come stay at my house with me for a few days, and I'll cut you loose in the cookie studio that's at the new old house.
Uh-huh.
And I am conservatively close to 2,000 fondant molds at this point.
Oh my gosh.
Don't judge, because it can happen to the best of us.
Wow, that's crazy.
So
So
what do you have mixed up there?
So I am adding, what I have in here is I'm using, as I told you guys, I use a lot of crystal colors. This is, oh shoot. I believe this one is cafe latte.
Ooh, pretty.
This one, and it's kind of light, and I'm literally, yeah, crystal colors.
Okay, for a minute I thought you were actually painting with coffee because it's so realistic in that cup over there.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's just the dregs of leftovers that that's why that's why I love using powders, because it all dries out and you can
And you can go
I was
again.
using this as my wash. So I always have an Everclear bin that I rinse my brushes out of, and I love the dregs that it leaves, so I'll use those afterwards.
So fun.
So I'm just painting over this, and I don't know if you can see up close how it's picking up.
Yes. Yes, you can see it. Your camera's doing a great job when you lift it up. It looks great.
On kind of some of the wood grain, and then I'm literally just going to go over that with a little bit darker brown, which is tree bark.
Listen to these names. I just love it.
Right. Tree bark, dogwood,
Oh, yeah.
and cafe latte.
You know what? From the sugar art collection, I use my dogwood from that so much to create antique or like worn textures.
Right.
I just, that whole color family is wonderful.
Well, I think I told you guys once before, I'm coming out with my own lines of luster dusts.
You did, but you did not say when it was going to happen. Are you ready to release that info?
Well, the goal is to have them for sure by early summer, and then obviously I'll have them to debut at CookieCon.
Ooh.
But I'll have them before that, and the way I'm starting out with it is I'm going to sell seasonal sets. So I'll have
nice. Okay.
spring, summer, winter, fall.
Are you going to be doing pallets? Or are you going to be doing them in small jars?
No, I'll be doing them in small jars.
I can't wait. When you're ready to come on and release them, you let me know.
Well, and the thing that I think the other thing I'm going to do that will make it more economical for people, if they buy a set, they'll have the jar. And then if they need more, I can literally just do it in envelopes.
Oh, nice.
Which will keep the
cost down, right?
Cost down. So, because I'm not out to break the bank for anybody, but I want some of my own colors.
Yes.
And so yeah, and then I'll also have a diluter that works very similar to.
So can I throw an idea out there for you, because you're such a business person?
Sure.
When you start releasing your seasonal colors, just a thought, but you might want to consider releasing the seasonal colors with a little mold and with some diluter, and then with a video they can go watch on YouTube.
Oh, I love that. You just might have to help me do that, Amy.
I can definitely help you do that. I would love to help you do that. Anytime you actually put it in action where they can come use it, they'll be all over that. And I love that when people release everything together to do one thing, so that I know what it's supposed to look like before I go rogue and go mad scientist with it. I always try to duplicate cookies as close to what they're really supposed to be the first time, just so I make sure I fully know how to use the products we're using, and then I go crazy.
Right?
Yes. I have a set that everybody's going to get to see the finished cookie soon, and I think you will really like them, given that our hearts beat toward mixed media and using a bunch of different things in a cookie. I think it's my magical fairy class because there's only a couple class boxes left. But everybody's going to get to see the finished cookies sometime tonight or first thing in the morning, depending on what happens after our live stream is over.
Okay, I love that.
Oh, look at that. I saw that. You grabbed a different color.
Well, because I didn't like how dark this one was. So,
and you know what? Whatever you just put on there, you can absolutely see the L so much clearer now.
It's an ivory. Actually, this one's called a champagne ivory.
That's beautiful. Do you get to name all your own colors, even if you're working with a color company that's making the dust? Are you going to get to name them?
I get to name everything.
Oh, I'm so excited because I really love when people come out with their own product lines and then they name the product line. So it's not just somebody else's colors, because once you know what an artist does and what their style is, then someone says, oh, use Timbo's airbrush color such and such, you know exactly what it's going to look like, right?
Right.
So I cannot wait. Can't wait to see what you're coming out with.
I'm really excited. So now I am going to take the brush tip.
Here we go, guys. This is where all the magic starts to happen.
And I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing here. And
look at that. That's brush tip in black, right?
Brush tip in black. And see the mold, it's indented in there.
You know, I was wondering before you started mentioning that you made your own mold of your own actual Scrabble tiles. Yeah. I was wondering how you got those letters so perfect and if you used it to do a stamp. And even then I was thinking, how'd she get all that so straight?
It's in the mold.
I love it.
My tiles are wood.
I don't know that they have the molds out like baby blocks and stuff to do names and stuff. And I have a bunch of those, but I don't know that I've ever seen a Scrabble tile mold.
And way back when I created this, there wasn't one. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna make this myself.
I think that is fabulous. Has anybody that's watching seen a fondant mold that has all the Scrabble tiles, like has the alphabet like that? Because you know what? That would be fantastic.
So then all I did was...
Look at that. That is so gorgeous.
Right? And we'll just kind of create a little balloon effect here.
Oh, I love it.
So that's pretty much how, then I'll take my fine tip and I'm just going to draw some lines.
And I'm getting a message just asking if the dry dust, if you did that with Everclear. Did you dilute the dry dust with Everclear, or was that water you were using?
I love watching you teach, Amy, because you're so thorough about every different thing you are using.
I hope that you like it, but some people are like, don't give away all my secrets. And I was like, hey, if you're on Cookie Snack Attack, it's open source. You're here to help people make money. So you got to let that go tonight.
Right?
We want them to be in business so they can buy your product, right?
That's exactly right. So
that is so gorgeous, Teri. That is
and
just
how quick and easy, right? So to make this, I just color these in.
Now they are going to ask you if that is your own personal font.
No. So I found this font, although I've used this font so much that I certainly can do it by hand.
Right.
This font is oh gosh, it's a Wishes font.
Oh, pretty. Even the name's pretty. It sounds just like you.
Wishes font in script, and it's through myfont.com.
Myfont.com. Okay, there you got it, guys. The two people that were messaging me, She used Everclear to dilute the dry dust, and it's that font. Although she can do it from memory now, it is actually from myfont.com, right?
That's right. So
Wow.
just colored in the little hearts. And then the other thing I did
Oh,
was I just kind of made random hearts. Actually, I think what I did on that was
I call those your million dollar doodles.
these are my and you know, this just adds a border.
Oh, would you tell them what you told them last time? Because I see a whole bunch of new people on here tonight. You've got a lot of people watching. Would
Okay.
you cover how to clean your tip if they put it on wet icing or something like that? Because a lot of them think the pins dry up really fast, but that's not true. You just need to purge the tip.
I am so glad you brought that up. And as a matter of fact, the new cards that when I send out, I'm going to do a video.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, actually, that's the other thing. Kayla's like, Mom, you have to show people how to clean their pens. So the biggest thing about the fine tip, not necessarily the brush tip, is the fine tip is felt. And so if there's any, like if you're heavy handed or if your royal icing is not crusted completely, it will, and if it penetrates the icing, it will pick up some sugar crystals
Okay.
or just from residue. And that little residue will clog the tip of your pen and feel like it's dried out. So the thing you have to do, and I tell people if it starts to do it, I had a client that was working on flex frost fabric, edible fabric, and I've noticed the same thing. There's residue on that flex frost because there's mica in the pearlized glitter that they use on that.
Right.
And so those little crystals, or even if you're working on fondant and you've got a little cornstarch or powdered sugar, those are going to clog the tip. So you take a wet paper towel, you wipe the tip off, and then just scribble. A lot of times I'll just scribble on my paper towels that I'm working on if I start to get a clog, and I'll wipe that off. And then always wipe off your tip before you store the pen. You don't have to store it in any particular way, you know, up, down, anything else. It's not, because it's housed in water. So you don't have to worry about it drying out. It's not ever going to dry out because it's just a big long piece of felt in there. But the tip is what clogs. So you want to make sure you clean the tip, because that's really it's really more practice, just not clogging the tip. There's a few times that they'll come from the manufacturer where they're literally not working, but it's usually pretty rare. It's usually, I want to say, operator error a little bit, and that's that's on me. And I always, because I haven't had those care instructions, I always replace my pens are guaranteed. So if you're having issues with it, just call me. I'll send you out some new ones, and because I want you working with them and I want you to have success with them.
That's perfect. And because we had some people at Christmas time, they were like, my pen died. I'm like, no, I bet it didn't really die. Try this. And they did. And they were like, oh, yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, you can bring it back to life. You might have to do it, 2-3 times just to revive to get the clog out of there. And always, always, always clean it before you store it. Just like you would your scribes, that they get that hard sugar on them.
Yes.
So that's how I do my tiles. And yeah, I suggest making your own because I've never seen one.
Okay, so Debbie found something on Amazon that is a cookie cutter and stamp to make the cookies in the Scrabble design, but we have not found a small fondant mold yet, because those look like they're what, 3/4 inch by 3/4 or 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch.
Yeah, I would say they're definitely 3/4 inch.
Okay. So she found something that looks like it's 2 inches by 2 inches, but we haven't found a fondant mold
no,
yet.
these, and like I said, these are actual Scrabble tiles, old ones, and and you could probably even find some old wood ones just to get even some of the
Yes.
grading in there. But they're
So
just
cool.
so awesome. And then you could, I mean, so many different holidays, so many different things that
And weddings. Scrabble tiles a couple years ago were a huge deal for weddings.
right, right. Now, the next one I'm going to show you guys is, so I made this mold. This is the stuff that I found a long
Mm-hmm.
time ago. This is not as easy to get things out of, although it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so just, I've got royal icing moldable in there. And like I said, I found this pin. It was a jewelry pin where they've got all the beads and everything at I don't know whether it was Michael's or Hobby Lobby. But I really liked the filigree. And so I made the mold, and then
Love
that's
it.
right. Isn't it just
Yep.
so pretty?
Beautiful.
And then literally, I'm going to just clean this up a little bit.
You had me as soon as you said you made your own mold. You're preaching to the choir right now. I love that. I love shopping for that. I like yard saling for stuff to make your own molds out of, like just all of that.
Yeah. Well,
Estate sales for old jewelry.
that's what made, yeah, like, and you know who turned me on to this years ago when I learned it from Amber, Sweet Am's, because
Okay.
Amber would always make really cool molds with cameos, especially when she did Halloween kind of things.
Oh,
And
fun.
so this was years ago. So that's what kind of turned me on. And she actually did a tutorial. I want to say this was probably in 2013. And, 11 years ago. So anyway,
Look
that's
at that.
and I literally just painted the whole thing with crystal colors. It's called ugh, pearlized crystal red
Wow.
from Crystal Colors. And I've kind of pre-drawn the lollipop on there.
Nice.
Just show you real quick. I'm not going to spend a lot of time because it's not, it's just, the paint just goes on amazing because it's royal icing.
Love it.
Am
I'm
I?
so excited for you that you're doing your own line. I love it.
Well, it's kind of, there's not a lot of people represented with luster dusts anymore
Mm-hmm. I
at
know.
the conventions. And I know it's challenging for Holly and Ed to make the trips anymore, just like it's challenging for me to travel anywhere because I have to drive everywhere.
Right.
Although the people that I'm working with, they're over in Europe, and I want to go so badly, but I would have to take a very slow boat and a ship,
Oh
maybe the
boy.
Queen Mary or something. So I told Mr. Tweets he's going to have to go for me. And then I just added detail with Truly Mad Plastics gold. It's my favorite highlighter gold to use. And then
Me too. Hey, you guys, Mimi is watching under the Cookie Snack Attack group page. So when you're not as a private group, it's not a paid group, but it is private. But when you're over there, she loaded a link that she thinks would work for this. Mimi, are those Scrabble tile molds or are those just square candy molds? That because the one Teri made, she used Scrabble tiles, so it has the imprint. Let me know. But Mimi has a posting that she thinks might work to make them.
well,
Look at you. Look at that.
isn't it so pretty?
So, yes, and I might add that I particularly love your detail paintbrush with the pink diamonds in there.
Yes,
Or red? Are they pink or red? They look
no,
pink
it's
on
pink.
camera.
This is Arlene's fine brush tip.
I know, I love that one.
I love it. It's my absolute favorite. Yeah,
I like painting with fancy brushes. I like, for certain things, I like less expensive brushes so I can just get rid of them, because doing the textures and whatnot kind of trashes the bristles. But there are some brushes that I just feel fancy when I paint with them, and I keep those for special cookies.
Absolutely.
They make me happy. I know it's weird, y'all, but it is what it is when you are on team no sleep sometimes. Sometimes you got to just get with it.
I'm just
Christina is loving your tutorial. Mimi said those are square tiles, so you'd have to have a way to imprint them.
Yeah, so that's why it's just, you know.
Oh, and Camille is asking a question with regard to travel. Can you travel on an airplane with your oxygen tank or not?
No. So here's the deal. I am on a really high flow of oxygen. I'm on 8 to 10 liters. So they don't make a portable oxygen machine that you can take on planes that will give me a continuous flow for that much air.
Gotcha.
And so they're not going to let me take, like I carry the big e-tanks because I go through a tank in about 40 minutes. They're not going to let me take a big concentrator on because that's what I'm on at home most of the time.
Right.
I'm going to show you how I curl.
Oh, that is so pretty. Is that pink or red?
This one's red. So I'm just going to show you. I'm cutting this into teeny tiny little strips.
I love that. And the other thing I loved about this when it came out is you don't have to paint the back.
You don't have to paint it.
It's all the colors already there. You know how we used to take the sheets and kind of make this?
Yes.
And you'd have to paint the back and then do the front too. I love this stuff.
I do paint the back of the gold one.
Yeah, it's not as shiny though. I mean, I get that one, but like this red, this is perfect.
I know.
And the pink one and the black one as well.
So I'm just making really skinny little.
Someone else has posted a Scrabble tile link somewhere. Where are you watching from? Whoever just posted this, where are you watching from? So I can tell people. Because all I can see is that you're somewhere on Facebook with us, but I don't know which of the 5 places. All right, well, I don't think you're on Seriously Sweet or Cookie Snack Attack. Maybe you're on the Amy Hicks page. Let's go there next.
I put all these toothpicks in my pants pocket and they're sticking in my body.
Ah! Here we go.
Literally, I'm just taking a toothpick and I'm just going to wrap these little tiny, oh, that looks like it's got a little extra piece there. I'm just going to wrap these around really tightly.
Miss Teri, they might have one.
Seriously?
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity for somebody to get on that and make it.
Yeah, it says Scrabble board game mold set, 3 pieces, DIY silicone puzzle game mold. And it looks like it's the mold and then the stuff to pour in the mold. But y'all check that, because me and Miss Teri don't want to be hearing from anybody if something is not food safe. You're completely on your own as to the responsibility of checking this out. Although I will say in the description, guys, it actually says non-toxic and durable material, and it says food grade silicone that meets FDA standards.
Oh, so
there
you go.
And it's only $16.49.
Wow.
And they're aged looking tiles. That's quite nice. Who found that? Thank you for that.
Wow.
Chris found it. Very nice. Very nice. Look what you started. I mean, I bet we'll sell 100,000 of those tonight. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes. Well, somebody jump on there and tell them you want to be an ambassador or a sponsor.
No, that's me. I'll put a link up, y'all, in a few minutes. But Christina said, just take my money. All right, Debbie, I'm going right now to find it, and I'll put up an affiliate link on the video under Cookie Snack Attack.
That's great.
Anything that we do in the group that's affiliate, Miss Teri, I use it to fund the live stream expenses.
Oh, I love it.
So
well, there you go.
They're all so good that they buy at least one item they need that's in their cookie listing. And then anything they buy after they buy that item, as long as they were in that store first, then it feeds through to your affiliate. So we pretty much cover most of the live stream bills every month.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that neat?
Fun. I'm just going to cut one more strip because
look at that, guys, how good it's staying curled when she pulls it off of there.
I guess that's the I'm just crazy about this stuff. And I don't know. It seems like these little curlicues, when I was wrapping packages for my grandkids for Christmas, now I just buy all these beautiful curly ribbons.
So pretty.
That they have at like Home Goods and TJ Maxx. I'm just going to do one more and then just show you.
All right. I think I just found this link. Well, I thought I did. Give me just a second, guys. I want to find that one that's only $16 that said it was food safe.
Now, when I'm using wafer paper in the past, I'll curl it around straws and then run it through steam, and it'll stay in that shape if I want to make curly ribbon.
I think that's just amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
So fun, right?
Yes, and you can make I like the bows that we used to make a ton of for the top of cakes, where you
right,
you fold them in and then you put them into a dollop of icing so that the whole bow sets up the way you put it together, like a pull bow. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely.
They probably have some special name, but I call them pointy edged bows.
So that's how you make the curly ribbon. Is that too cute and too fun?
That's so cute and so much dimension.
So much dimension, and just really, you've got this. You're just gonna. I used the gray, and then I use a little bit of paint, a light gray, and then white, just to make the stick look a little bit more three-dimensional.
Wow.
And then just spell out sweet love on there, and
in that beautiful font that's from myfont.com, ladies, if you joined us late.
So I really wanted to show you the curly ribbon, and now I think we're just going to focus on that rose.
Okay.
And so when I'm making, it's something I've taught for a long time, and I don't know if very many people ever duplicate it.
Yes.
So when I went to the second Cookie Con, I learned this technique of taking candy melts and putting them on parchment paper.
Ooh.
Then, just doing a round about the size of a quarter dollop, and then laying another piece of saran wrap over that, and then just taking your thumb to create like a petal.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought, oh, that's another class. I'll just show people with another class. And I made these three-dimensional roses at the second Cookie Con. And it was so funny because Julia was like, Teri, what is that? Is that wafer paper? A bunch of different people were like, what is that? And I said, no, it's candy melts. And
it's so fun.
Then I would roll it around my rolling pin so that it had some curve to it. So my deal is I wanted a little bit more curve and imprint. So I thought, well, why can't I just find silk flowers and then take the candy melts and then just put them on the silk flowers? So I take these silk flowers apart so that I have the individual petals. And I'll show you some that I pre-made. And I literally just use white. You know me, I'm all about just using white. And then I paint it. So I literally took the this apart, the silk flower apart. And then I literally just add, and I'll show you what I do. But just to show you how easy these come off. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Oh,
You're doing great. And that is beautiful.
isn't that just nuts how easy
Yes.
these just come off and
So cool.
take on the shape of, and literally when I show you how easy, and it doesn't matter if some of them break because roses are not perfect
Right.
in nature. So, and then this is just one section that I took apart. So I'm actually going to build a rose with these pieces that I've already, I'm going to show you though how to add the candy melts to it.
Okay, you guys, I just added the affiliate link under Cookie Snack Attack, under Seriously Sweet, under the same video, and under Amy Hicks. So anybody wants to go grab that Scrabble tile mold, you jump over there. Just try to save me one, okay, guys? Because I need 2001 molds.
So you think it's going to be a good one?
Oh, yes. I think you're going to see that a lot. I think it's beautiful, and I think people will really jump on the wagon for that because how pretty is that?
Well, and it's so realistic, the Scrabble pieces.
All right. And because it's food safe, because we've been all about finding food safe silicone for mold making and stuff. Like it's been a big deal in this group lately. So
Nice.
Debbie, the affiliate link is up. Trisha Collins said she's jumping on as she sits waiting for a flight in Vegas. Mimi said, I need that edible ribbon in your life. You totally do.
Oh my gosh.
Ribbon is being sold through.
It's on sale right now.
It's at Evil Cake Genius, you guys.
Yep.
Candy melt is the candy melts like what you get at the grocery store, right?
Let me show you the candy melts. It's just, you can get them at Michael's, Walmart, Hobby Lobby. They're just the meltables, just candy melts. And what I've done, I've got a heating pad. Cool. I've got a heating pad down here. And I keep my chocolate. Woo, this thing's hot.
Look at all the detail.
What's that?
Look at all the detail on the back of those.
I know. Isn't that just crazy how it just...
I love it.
So I'm just going to show you real quickly.
I have to tell you now, I feel very compelled to up my paper plate game too and get some hot pink plates for our demos instead of my normal Dixie plates.
There you go. So see, I'm just adding melted. I just melt the candy melts in a disposable bag. I've had this one on high and it's really kind of hot.
You're just piping right on there.
But I'm just piping literally right. And I'm not worried about, and it's probably about an 1/8 inch thick, the candy melt.
Yeah, it's nice looking. And it's spreading out nice and even too.
Because it's pretty. Now, the other thing, sometimes I'll add little wax crystals because they help make the candy melts not turn hard so quickly.
Right.
But this is all I did was I just literally added the melted candy melt to the petal itself. Isn't that just nuts?
It's so pretty.
And so easy. And then you saw how it just comes off in the shape and will pick up. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I'm.
Hold on 1 second, Miss Teri. Will you just keep talking?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be right back.
No problem. So that is, I'm just going to show you how I added it to the candy melts. It takes, if you stick it in the fridge, it takes about 20 minutes to set up. And then you want to make sure it dries really, really hard and quickly. And the great thing about these candy melts is if you
Christina said she's going to go around piping chocolate on everything in her house to see what works. And your husband said, and they taste great. I bet they do, you guys.
They do. They really taste great. I mean, kids love it. And I mean, it's just, it's such an easy form. You go to the dollar store and get your silk flowers. This is what I did at Christmas time when, for Cookie-a-thon, when I made my bells. I showed how I did the leaves, holly leaves, with so candy melts. And so instead of, and I've done leaves a lot of times, same way with the candy melts, but I just decided these were thinner, and I just decided I liked these petals, and you can mold them. Like
I love it.
I can literally just shape them however I want to shape it.
The detail is so awesome on that.
They're incredible.
And so, I have that mold.
My goodness, Amy.
It's ridiculous. Let's not discuss it. Someone will send me like something tonight about saying that I'm extravagant. And what I will say to you is I've been in this business for 20 years, and it's not extravagant at all to buy 20 molds in a year. So if you spread my 2,000 out over 20 years, what is that, 100 a year? Is that extravagant? I don't think that's extravagant.
No, I think that's fabulous.
Plus, I'm just going to say, leave me alone. There are so many things in life at my age that you truly enjoy and take great joy from. And I like my fondant molds, and you and me can't be friends if you don't like my fondant molds.
And if I don't have it, I'm going to make it myself.
That's right. And I love that you can make your own now. How cool is that?
Right.
Oh, Mimi says there's support groups for people with too many molds. But Mimi, the first part of that problem is, don't you have to admit you have a problem? And yes. I fully reject that I have a problem.
You have to admit that you have a problem. Exactly.
So funny.
Okay. So you know me, I always paint around the edge first. So I'll just show you. I would paint my edge first before. And
yes, because that is part of the canvas.
This is part of the canvas. So I'm not going to go ahead and waste the time on that, because you guys have seen how I always put my shoes on my. And now you can build these roses on a piece of parchment paper and then add it to your cookie after the fact. I personally just like to build it on the cookie itself. Nice. So I'm literally going to start from the center.
Did you mention, and I got distracted, like how many of those petal sets you make before you even get started?
So I literally just used one. I took one flower apart. So there's a total of 5 petals. You know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals on each one, and I used 5 different graduating sizes of the petals, and so that's exactly what I'm going to use.
Okay.
To start. So the way I build it is I'm going to take my chocolate, and I'm just going to put a bunch of chocolate in the center of my cookie, because these will actually stand up pretty quickly. And I'm going to look for the section that's the tip versus the section that went down. And right now I'm building it just to make the center part of the bud. And you just have to hold it for a little while, but not long. And I'm literally just making the bud in the center. Can you see that?
It's beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
So then
guys, that's so cool.
Right?
Is anybody else having as much fun as I am tonight? Because this is pretty amazing stuff going on here.
It's just such a fun way to build a flower.
How long
So
ago did you do
easy.
this that most of us that are on here haven't seen this? How many years ago?
I was a core instructor, I think, in either 2014 or 2015.
Here's the thing, you guys have to make a copy of.
So I was looking for my little ones. Here they all are. I didn't think I was ready to graduate to the big one yet. So I'm just kind of building the center of the rose out. Okay.
I adore this. This is so cool.
Isn't it so fun? And it's just so different.
Now, I know that you like to do your icing and everything in white, but did you do this in white?
Okay,
And
so
then
here a lot of times I'll go ahead and buy the red or whatever, but
for the season,
I've been stuck in the house because it's been so cold.
right?
And when I made these, I couldn't go out. And all I had were white ones, were white candy melts. So I
Gotcha.
was like, okay, I'll just show them. This is how I paint it. And then I'm going to show you how I paint the whole thing. But isn't this just so cool? So I'm going to
It
have.
is the coolest. And listen, Kelly, hey, Kelly, I'm glad you're here tonight. It says that Miss Teri is a genius and a trailblazer. And Mimi from California says, this is bringing back such great memories of your class in Louisville. Loved
Right?
learning this technique from you. Camille says it's incredible. Allison says, I love this. And Beth saying it's chocolate. Miss Pamela says, so much fun. Kathy says Teri always has great ideas. And then we're back to Mimi's comment where she told me to join a support group. Never gonna happen over fondant molds.
Oh my gosh.
And one day I have to decide who gets all those if something happens to me.
Well, there you go.
That's it, right? So my husband was calling. That's what all that ringing was, you guys. He's been plowing snow or putting salt and sand down. So for hours yesterday and today. So he needs real food tonight because last night they let him off too late that he couldn't get anything at Chili's. So tonight he was like, "Can you order food for me?" And I was like, "Just head that direction, baby. we got you taken care of."
Just kind of. And the thing that's so great when you're working with the chocolate around there is the candy melts set up really pretty quickly.
I love it. It's beautiful. And you know what? That would actually be so much fun to eat as you pop that apart and just have a
Right?
petal at a time. It's not like fondant or something that would get super hard that they would rip off there and throw away. And what a great feature cookie.
Right.
Camille says you've got this dough, dude, because I think Brian's probably watching from his phone now while he's waiting on this order.
I'm just going to keep adding some chocolate. And I'm going to put a lot of times. So if you're going to pre-make this ahead of time, the other thing that I showed when I would teach it at CookieCon is you can take a round cookie cutter.
Mm-hmm.
Use that as your support.
Nice.
And then the petals will just kind of lean on that.
That's so pretty.
And it's just kind of, I don't want to add that one there. I'm going to turn this guy around so I can add some over here. And
so pretty.
And so simple.
And may I please say thank you to Debbie, who has already sent a Scrabble mold my way. Debbie,
Oh,
thank you so
wow.
much. She sent me a present tonight. So Miss Terry, what should we make? What should I make? Give me an assignment of what to make with that Scrabble mold.
I would probably send some kind of message. I don't know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, you could send some kind of message out, or
Oh, that is a great idea. Then we could use it as at the top as one of the banners.
there you go. Oh, there
And
you
Myra
go.
says this flower is beautiful.
So I think I'm going to I'll just add a couple more.
Myra, I'm glad you joined us tonight. And you're attaching it with the same chocolate, right?
I'm just attaching it with the same chocolate. Now I'm just kind of holding everything in place. Some of them I want a little bit lower.
Mimi said I should spell out Cookie Snack Attack. That's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
And Allison said she can see this. I think she means the flower. I can see this in a box with chocolate covered strawberries, some bubbly, and a few real flowers. Yes,
And
this is that kind of cookie, you guys.
Not expensive or really labor intensive. So see,
So
now
cool.
I've got the rose base for the most part.
Did you, I want to know if you cheated. Did you eat any petals while you were putting that together?
You know,
Not
I am a
tonight.
chocoholic. I truly am. I mean, my husband will definitely confirm that is my hugest and biggest vice on this planet.
Chocolate.
I have to have my chocolate every day, but candy melt chocolate doesn't do it for me.
It doesn't.
No, I need full blown, and too many sweets from Christmas. Fudge, coconut ball. God, we just made too much candy stuff.
Well, let me tell you something. If you haven't tried it, you need to have it in your life as a chocolate connoisseur. So there's a in Utah, there's a truffle. It's Utah Truffles, I think is the name of the chocolate company, actually. And if you didn't receive any of those at the last Cookie Con from Miss Trisha in our group, those need to be part of your life sooner rather than later because they are amazing.
Okay,
and if you like seasonal candy, the dark chocolate strawberry Ghirardelli squares are out.
Oh, yeah,
and then the dark chocolate strawberry truffles from Lindt chocolate are out.
Oh.
But the seasonal stuff, this is the problem, because when you're only going to be able to get it for a certain amount of time,
you got to get it.
You buy too many bags of it.
Right.
But anything strawberry and raspberry, you got to grab that when it comes out, because people like me go and buy every one of them that's on the shelf and try to hoard it all year. And I can't apologize for that either, because I am as old as I am and I have survived on that chocolate.
Right. So
look at that
now. Just
look at the detail just popping off that thing, Miss Terry.
See how it shows up? Just
oh my goodness,
silk rose. I mean, it's I don't know. It's semi-realistic, but it's definitely impressionistic.
Oh my gosh, this is so perfect
and whimsical art.
It's too late, Trisha. I told her about the Utah truffles already. So one of our cookie snack attackers is taking Timbo's class with you. So make sure you show up to class, because she's hooking you up.
Okay. Well,
yeah. And you need this as part of your life.
Okay. Yeah.
And you need them all year. Oh, and Nadine, I forgot about this. Nadine sends me these chocolates that are made on Vancouver Island. You need to make friends with Nadine, because she will keep you supplied in chocolate. And there's like 6 different things in the octagon shaped tin that she sends me at Christmas. And they're all good. You know how sometimes only 1 or 2 are good?
Yes.
They're all good. Okay. Oh, and Charlotte has a real question that has to do with the flower. She
Oh,
would
okay.
like to know what you are painting that rose with.
So I am painting this with the red crystal colors. It's the crystallized pearl red from Crystal Colors.
Ooh, crystallized pearl red. Oh, yes. See, and Nadine caught that too. She said that's why she sends me it's Quality Street that's on Vancouver Island. And they are amazing.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Well,
Myra, you're painting with just Everclear and Crystal Colors, right?
I'm
Myra's
just
asking.
using, yes, I'm just
Okay.
using Everclear, and I am really dousing this with
It looks great though, because it's like seeping right down all the little veins. It's
I
perfect.
know. Isn't it just crazy nuts? I'm surprised more people don't do this, but
I'm doing this. I'm doing this soon.
well, and the other thing I do with this, so when I'm making,
Look at the back of that flower, you guys. Can you see the back of those rose petals?
see
The
how real it
detail's
looks?
crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
And Kathy's asking if you can paint this with gel color. You really can't, can you?
No, absolutely you could.
You can. You can do the gel and it doesn't like pull away from the chocolate.
I don't think so. I mean, because when I first started, I was using more gels. Here you go.
Look at that.
Isn't that so cool?
Listen, your camera's doing so well that every brush stroke, it's bringing out the veins in the chocolate in the leaves. It's gorgeous.
And I feel like I'm painting on blood.
No, it looks good. And when it dries, it has a velvety look to it. It's so
Doesn't
pretty.
it?
Yeah. And what is that cookie? I see purple. And is that a confetti cookie?
This was a confetti cookie. This was, gosh, I had my granddaughter. She's really into unicorns.
Oh,
And
perfect
princesses.
cookie.
So I put all kinds of different colors of sprinkles to make confetti cookies.
And if Jeremy's here tonight, do you see that she laid this out on a hexagon as bestagon cookie shape? Are you here with us, Jeremy?
Does he like that shape?
Oh, hexagons or bestagons. That's what he always says.
Oh, well, there you go. I've made it on, I guess the next thing I'll have to show you, my other secret in my arsenal is quilling.
Yes.
Quilling
yes. Hey, have you tried it yet with that new ribbon?
No, but I'm going to, because the only thing is that new ribbon, it's so glittery. They do have a metallic that I thought I would try it with.
It works great.
Yeah, I'm pretty nuts about the ribbon.
I did it with a heart and I used parchment to keep it kind of separated because mine was a little bit tacky and it was sticking together. But then the parchment pulled right out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it left space in there.
Gotcha.
And the reason I thought about that, Miss Teri, have you seen that new hack that was on Instagram? And for the person who shared the hack, I'm so sorry I can't remember your name. If I can find it, I'll share the whole video again. But did you see that hack about baking your fitted pieces, your fitted cookies, stackable cookies together?
No.
Okay, so if anybody knows who did this, please share the information because I want to give them proper credit. But she basically took parchment sheets, cut them down to 1/4-inch strips, put them in, like cut out the cookies, these stackable cookies, like puzzle cookies that needed to fit together.
Right.
Baked them on the perforated mat, but she put upright parchment strips between each of the cookies and then pushed the cookies back together, baked it like that. And then when the cookies came out of the oven, she just pulled the parchment sheets out and they were perfectly fit cookies, no spreading, nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, it was, and she didn't even have to like zest it or anything. It was perfect.
Nothing.
And I was like, oh, I love that. Cause a lot of times when I make competition pieces, I bake in metal cookie cutters to keep the shape.
Absolutely.
And this is way better. I mean, cause that's like using a cake tin, right? Absolutely. But to be able to use the parchment sheet is absolutely fabulous. All right, now we do have a comment on here from Miss Pamela that the gels don't work on the chocolate melts, that you have to use
Okay,
the
they
chocolate color. And I'm pretty sure that's accurate because I'm pretty sure that the chocolate melts have too much fat. But you can do exactly what, obviously, what she's doing here with the Everclear and the crystal colors. That's what I normally use, the dry dust, when I paint chocolate.
Gotcha.
I love that. And look at your leaves. Like, this detail is screaming Miss Teri.
I know, it's so fun.
And look, how long ago did you make those that they're still posable?
You know, I made these, and
Look at that, girls.
I might just
Ugh.
so then these are the petals. I'm just going to paint these real quick.
They're stunning. Look at what you brought us tonight. Can I just say that the font from my font, people will be just over the moon that you shared that with them. And then that you showed us the Scrabble tile and talked about making your own molds again. They're going to go nuts for this when they watch the replay. And then the combination of using those silk petals plus using this fondant mold and then the painting with the dry dust, this whole video is going to get a ton of replays, Miss Teri.
Well, there we go. I'm telling you, this is a fun thing to do. The other thing I was going to say, what I used to do, well, what I do a lot too is I will go ahead and doodle on my cookies. Like I'll doodle a flower and I'll make, this is way too small of a brush. And then I'll take the same kind of flower, whether it's a poppy or a peony or a pansy, and I will take my candy melts and use those leaves, and then on the design itself, I'll actually add maybe 3 or 5 leaves just to give it a little bit more dimension.
I love it.
Where I don't even add the whole thing.
So 2 things real quick. Rose is saying that there is a chocolate color liquid from the sugar art now too, and that should work on the melts. Mimi is saying, and this is what I have in my arsenal for colors, that the Color Mills original colors were chocolate, and their colors are muted and gorgeous and not very natural looking. So they have water base and oil base now. So you need the oil base. And Myra is asking if the leaves are made out of chocolate, but these leaves, I think they're moldable royal icing, right?
These are moldable royal icing. You can certainly do it. And like I did in my my video for a holiday cookie-a-thon, if anybody caught that, all of the leaves that I made in there were done with silk flowers.
Oh, and Miss Teri, did you, I don't know how carefully you check your email, but have you checked your email that the cookie-a-thon emails are out, that you have to have if you want to be an instructor, you got to get your application in ASAP?
You know, I'm already a sponsor. And
oh, so you're good to go. You don't have to worry about it. But anybody else that's on here that was interested in applying to teach this time, you need to get on over there to the cookie-a-thon group and get that link and get yourself applied, because I think the decisions get made. I think the stuff is due
pretty quickly because
really quick.
February 9th, I mean, we have to have quite a bit of stuff done.
Oh, that's so awesome. Well, I hope I get picked again because I have a really cool project.
Oh, good.
All right, and it would be my 8th cookie-a-thon. Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh my gosh, 8. Look at you. I've done
so much fun.
I don't know.
I love that. I love when I first found Nancy's group, just all the things she does in there. I love all that stuff. And then when she set that up for the people in the group initially to start teaching and stuff, that was very encouraging, all of that. So I like to give back every year to that.
Oh, Nancy's just the best, isn't she?
And yeah, and Betty says, love these. Betty, where are you watching from? I don't think I've seen your name in the group before. So tell me where you're watching from, please.
And
that rose is stunning. It is
literally
so pretty.
just going to attach my leaves
And you're
with,
not having to reheat that chocolate melt. That chocolate melt is still liquid enough you can use it, right?
this is actually royal icing.
Oh,
that
you're
I'm
using icing
using.
now. Okay.
I'm
And
using
Betty
icing.
said she's watching from Connecticut, Miss Terry.
Who is?
Miss Betty Foley Wu is watching
Oh,
from Connecticut.
Betty. I love sweet Betty. I think of you so often, Miss Betty. Oh my
She said
goodness.
she loves everything that Teri does.
She actually came, she was in Denver, and I don't know if you guys can see this.
Oh,
See how we're just building that on there, and
she
then I'm,
misses you with an exclamation point.
oh, if you ever come out to Colorado, I'm here. I'm always taking visitors.
Oh, I need you to put a retreat together out there and let me come teach so I can
Well,
come there.
I'm
I've never
hoping,
been there.
is Tammy still on the line?
I don't know, Tammy with 2 T's. Are you still here watching?
Because Tammy, I think, is,
Look at that. Pull that back towards you just a smidge because
okay,
your name and tweetscookieconnection.com is blocking it. Look at that, you guys.
is that
That,
so pretty?
listen,
And
that
then
is one of the most gorgeous cookies I've seen in a long time.
what we're going to do to
Oh,
finish it off is I'm
yes,
just
we
going to
are.
take my gold.
We have to have some bling and sparkle. Okay, so let's start down the comments, okay? Rose
Yeah.
says, I, of course, love this rose because it's rose macaron, right? And Charlotte says, this is so beautiful, Teri. Trisha says, that cookie is stunning.
And not hard to make, you guys.
Oh, so
you saw
pretty.
it. And just, go to the dollar store, find your little rose, whatever size you want to do it. And
look at that.
I like just, I think I might just stick with always using white candy melts now because they I don't know, all this stuff takes the color better if it's
it's so
white.
natural looking, isn't it? Okay, so Kathy says just beautiful. Facebook user says beautiful. Leanne Fritz says, do you wash the petals first to remove any chemicals or residue?
So when I bought, yes, I wipe them off. I suppose you could probably just throw them in the dishwasher too.
The petals, yeah.
Or just soak them. I just usually soak them in the sink and then just let them dry.
And Mimi says, Teri's the best and so very talented, gorgeous. Camille says, absolutely stunning.
And I hope you guys do this for, some of your, now I'm just adding, I don't know if you can see, I'm just adding some gold to the leaves.
Beautiful. Nimrose says beautiful, gorgeous. She says gorgeous. I don't want to misquote anyone because we're all like, with our mouth hanging open going, oh my goodness, look at that.
Well, and I'll have to do, I got to start doing some reels to show you how you can really embellish just a quick drawing on a cookie and then add some candy melt petals just to give it a little depth and dimension. I'm all about the embellishment detail to bring to life the whimsy of whatever it is you're doing.
Listen, you want your reels to get some replay. Why don't you make a dozen of these and mail them to Taylor Swift? Or put that song, her song, Lover, up with the roses as you're making them. And it'll just automatically get you all the hits on Instagram. That's one of the most popular Instagram musics to use right now because it's Valentine Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Here's what I told my daughter. This just tells how old school I am. I'm like, yeah, can you use the song 10,000 Years from Twilight?
Only if it's in public domain or they have access to it. Otherwise, your video will get all the music taken away.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So you have to use what's there. But on Instagram, they have a much bigger library than what's currently on Facebook, which is entirely confusing because aren't they both owned by Meta now?
Yeah, I think they are.
So they should have the same on both, but they don't have the same on both. That is stunning.
Okay, so the glitter that I've added to this one, I've had this for a long time.
Oh, sweetheart is so
it's-
nice.
It says, and I literally just use it's red.
Oh, look at that, you guys.
And I'm just adding some red to that. So now my rose is remade that I broke earlier.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna wipe my hands off
You
here.
should save that one and turn it into a paperweight.
Oh, well, and so there we go.
Look at that. That's gorgeous.
And then if I had a clean brush, I'll just use a blending brush here to wipe off
Oh, look at that.
some of that excess glitter. But isn't that easy and fun?
Yes. Oh my goodness, that's so beautiful. So
Yeah.
beautiful.
So I'm glad that, yeah, so maybe next, I don't know, for what's St. Patrick's Day, I'll have to do quilling.
Ooh.
Or
Yes.
wait,
Are you
February.
available to come back to do a St. Patrick's Day cookie? You want to pick a date and let me know?
Sure.
Either a Tuesday during the day at noon Eastern or a Tuesday night at 7.
Yeah,
Eastern.
I can definitely do something
Oh my
St.
goodness.
Patty's Day for quilling.
That is so
Isn't
pretty,
it
Miss
so
Teri.
fun? So I'll pull back.
So you guys let her know over in the comments how much you enjoyed this. Oh, Betty says, please come back.
I'm coming back here. I'm going to put everything back on.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
Since this rose is broken.
Can you repair that one or is it shot?
No, I probably won't.
Just start eating that one.
What's that?
Just start eating that one.
Yeah, I'll give it to my grandkids to eat. So anyway, that's a fun little, I'm actually got another Valentine's set that I'm going to be posting that's just all done with the jelly candies, the Japanese jelly candies.
Yes. Oh, and you know what? That Japanese jelly candy makes the best geode cookies.
They do make great geo, and I don't know if anybody's ever tasted it. It's really yummy.
Yes, it is. It's very good. And it's so much better on the teeth than using rock candy, right?
Yeah.
So much better. Any age group can have that.
Any age group, and also, you know, isomalt, which makes things so beautiful, it's still really hard to eat.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so
we want
to keep it edible.
Stomach issues on you. Learned so many awesome things tonight, Miss Teri. I can't say thank you enough. It's always a pleasure having you with us. And then like just hanging out with you is a lot of fun, but I have to say that you taught us so much tonight.
Yay!
Oh, Kathy wants to know if there are any codes for markers. She'd like to order some markers.
Of course there is. Of course there's a code for markers.
Mimi says, loves Teri Lewis. Thanks, Teri Lewis. Love you. Betty says, stunning set. Elisa says, thank you guys. You guys are so welcome. I hope you're enjoying all the special guest instructors. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of handpicking all these people for you all. And they are so generous to donate their time that I've been so excited about everything that you guys are bringing to the table. And if you guys just take a moment and actually recreate the cookies, figure out what works with your style and use this, you will make money.
Absolutely. And they're not, truly, it's really not difficult. This is definitely beginner level. It's, you know, making your mold. I would highly recommend. I love my wood tiles and the graining that shows up.
Yes.
So anyway, and so I do have a code for a coupon.
Okay, I'll type it in. Let me know what it is.
It's seriously with a capital S.
Okay, and then is everything else lowercase?
Yep.
Okay.
Tweets 20.
Seriously, and then tweets, and does the first T in tweets, is it capitalized?
No, lowercase.
Nope. Okay. Seriously, tweets 20. It'll get you 20% off. And particularly this set, Miss Teri, tell them again, you use the gray and the black fine tip.
So I used the gray and the black fine tip
Okay.
to do most of my outlining for the bottles and
Okay.
the lollipop. Also on the, and I didn't really even go into the smart sheets. You can, this one's so fun because you can actually make it so that each sheet is individual. So it's like a stack of letters. I just did this as one. And then I just drew with the gray pen on there and then went over it with just a little bit of the red brush tip just on the edges.
Love
and
it.
then I filled in all these little hearts with the red brush tip
Okay.
and used the black ultrafine for all of my writing. And then
Okay.
I do like to make a border
Yes.
pretty much around everything.
It's beautiful.
So,
Rose says she's obsessed. So I bet we're going to see some of this from Rose. Rose, please tag both of us when you make these. We would love to see what came of tonight. And Camille would like to know what the name of that Japanese candy was again.
you know, it starts with a K. If you, even on YouTube, you can see it. And the brand that I buy is Telegraph.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know.
Do
Just
you buy it already made?
Look up Japanese jelly candies.
But do you buy yours already made?
No. I make it. I buy
Okay.
I buy the packets of Telegraph, and then you'll have to use your own color. You know, you color it.
Yeah,
And,
it's really pretty easy to make, you guys.
It is, but it's a 5-day drying process. Like it's not something that you can just make overnight. There is a whole process to it.
I can't pronounce it, but I'm going to type it in the comments. I just found the correct spelling on a YouTube video.
Yeah, I can't. How do you pronounce that?
It's Koh. Oh, it's not even typing. It's KOHAKUTOU. And there are many, many YouTube videos on how to make this candy. It's a Japanese jelly candy.
Yeah, and it's so delicious. Like it's just, I'm going to do something with it for Easter. Actually, I'm going to use it for Cookie-a-thon.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So anyway, I got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that I've used over the years that it's tough because I don't teach anymore in person. So Tammy, if you're on there, they 2Ts needs to come to Colorado, and yeah, we can have a wild time teaching. And you know who else lives out here is Andy Kierkegaard with Kirky Cookies.
Oh yeah,
Andy would love to teach out here.
Let's see. Okay, so Kahokatu.
Yeah.
Kahokatu is how Mimi says you pronounce it. Here's the phonetic, you guys. All right, well, Miss Teri, let's go ahead and let all of these people go. We've been on quite a while tonight. I want to say thank you to everyone that joins us. Thank you to everybody that joined us over on Instagram. Thank you to everyone that shared it. And if you are one of the people that is watching the replay, please use the code so that you can get a discount on the Tweets pins and get those pins ordered. And then also, please share this. Even though it's a replay, if you share it, it will get a little more attention driven to Miss Teri's business. And it will also make sure that people know that she's coming out with her own color line, which is super exciting.
Definitely.
So push them towards that, you guys. Every time you share a replay, it affects the algorithm. Allison says she loves it and so many ideas. Betty says heart. Everyone is happy.
I guess the only thing I ever want to reiterate, if anybody has issues with their Tweets pens, just do the wipe off. I'll have the care instructions. I will post something on there, but they're not dried up. They're probably clogged with sugar crystals.
All right. Well, Miss Teri, thank you so much. Everyone is saying thank you. We really appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream, guys, so the replay will stop at this point. Miss Teri, just hang out with me for just a minute. Charlotte says she loves her Tweets pens. All right, so let's say goodbye to everybody. Good night, you guys. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.